Welcome to the BRC Navigator webinar training series. In this video, our trainer Brian will walk us through the login and overview processes of the BRC Navigator program portal. If you are having difficulties with topics covered in this video, please submit a help desk ticket at mass.gov/EECBRC or call the EEC BRC Contact Center at 617-988-7841.
So what we're going to do first is we're going to log in. So if you go to the program portal login page, you want to log in to the Navigator with your email address that's associated with your EEC BRC Navigator program portal account. I will do that here. We're going to be logging into a training environment. And you can also see up top here, I have my email associated with my account already called up. So after typing in my email address, I'm going to hit next. And then I'm going to enter my password associated with this account. You can also click on forgot password, or you can hit start over if you feel like you entered the wrong email or account. So I'll hit next. Okay, this is key here. What happens now is you get a verify your account page. So you may know the term dual factor authentication. To log into the Navigator, you will have to use a password and you'll have to authenticate. So I'm going to go to my email address that's associated with this account, and you can see in my inbox, I just received an email from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. If you don't receive your email, check your spam folder or your junk folder. It may end up there, but you just want to, it should happen right away. So if I click on this, now you also, depending on your email provider, you want to make sure you understand how they stack emails from the same account. So you can see today, I've logged in 3 different times with this account, and the oldest one is on top. The newest one right here is 0 minutes ago. You always want to make sure you use the most recent one, and you can also delete previous ones as well. If you use an older one, it'll time out. You won't be logged in. There's 2 ways to go about logging in. You can continue with authentication right here. Now, what this will do, if you click on that, it's going to pop up a new browser page. Okay? Or you can see I'm highlighting this code. Do not highlight past the code. If you capture spaces, you will not be able to authenticate. So you can copy this code, then go back to your login page and copy it and paste it into the security code box. And then this browser page will refresh and you'll be logged in. But what I'm going to do today is I am going to just continue with authentication and click on the link. Notice a new browser page has popped up. Authentication is successful. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back to the original login page. This page will refresh. And now I'm signed in successfully, and my landing page is the all staff page on the BRC program portal. Okay, so that's critical. Make sure you close down the authentication browser page that pops up and go back to the original browser page that you logged in on with your email address and your password. So 3 listing pages. In the original agenda that I showed you earlier, we're going to talk about the Applicants tab, the All Staff tab, and the Inactive tab. Now, if you remember in phase 1 of the, or release 1 of the Navigator, the Applicants tab was not applicable. Okay, I'm going to click on it real quick. You can see now we have information in there, and also these icons on the far left toolbar are now active. Those were not there during phase 1, which was really just the roster cleanup, moving folks from your all staff page to your inactive, or your inactive page to your all staff page. The applicants page will be utilized to track all candidates that are currently in the process of a BRC request. The all staff page is utilized to track active staff members in a hired employment status. The inactive page is used to track staff members that are in a status other than hired. On any of the pages, users have the ability to sort each column. So we're going to talk a little bit about functionality here. We're going to get into functionality, and if I just go back to the agenda, just want to bring it here. So we're down here. We talked about the listing pages, and we're going to talk about the functionality now. Okay. So each column can be sorted. See that little arrow there? Your name can be sorted alphabetically by last name. The role can be sorted, request type, and everything's alphabetically. Process, fingerprint process date, that's by date of when when an applicant or a staff member needs their fingerprint processed. So one thing I do want to touch base upon is, because I do have all three of these icons, these colors, you can see a red X, an amber exclamation, and a green check mark. The red X means that that staff member has passed their fingerprint process date, and they need to go immediately to get a new fingerprint done. So a new BRC needs to be done. The other one is an exclamation. That means they're within 120 days of needing their fingerprint processed. And then the green check marks, green check circle means that they're okay. They're not within 120 days, or they haven't expired. And this gives the BRC renewal date as well. And again, the columns can be sorted. The second functionality I want to talk about is the search bar. Okay, the search bar is a critical tool, especially if you have a larger umbrella. So you can see I am logged in as myself under this umbrella. And again, I'm in a training environment, and the information in here is made up. So I'm at the umbrella level, and what I can see on my roster page is all the programs underneath my umbrella. That's the default view. If you want to search for an individual, and again, if you have a program or an umbrella that goes beyond the screen, say, if I go down bottom, it's displaying all 12, but you have, let's go to the applicants. You can see if it's a bigger program and you go, say, 4 pages, then you may want to use the search bar if you're looking for one specific person. So for example, I'm just going to use a search on the last name Chang. And I'm on the applicants tab now, but it did find one person with that last name. So if that's the person you're looking for, it was a success. Now, one thing to remember here, the search filter or the search data you put in, it stays with you across all pages, all listing pages. So you can see on the inactive and the all staff tabs, I do not have a Chang on those tabs, only on the applicants tab. Very important. To remove your search, you have to backspace through the name and either hit enter or this magnifying glass. I'll hit the magnifying glass. Now I've come back to my original roster at the umbrella level. So that is important. I'm going to quickly go to apologize. I just wanted to show you there are 11 fields that can be searched on, and I wanted to show you that here. Okay, so there's your 11 fields that you can search on, and when you search on a date, you can see it's either a backslash or a dash or hash mark, however you want to term it. But those are the 11 different fields that you can search on. Okay. The filter functionality. Again, when you're in a large program, It's obviously, important if you want to search on, if you're in a large umbrella and I'm a licensee and I want to look at one of my programs under my umbrella. Up here in the top right corner, there's your toggle filter button. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'll scroll down slowly. These are all the fields that you can filter on. Okay. And when I get to the bottom, again, another important thing here. After you enter what you want to filter on, you hit search. Okay, similar to the search field that we just showed you, the filter will search or filter on the specific data you requested, and that filter will stay with you through all tabs. Okay, so I'm going to go up. I'm going to choose a program under my umbrella, one program. And another thing to note, if you want to choose two programs, you have to use that control button. So if I have Berkshire Family YMCA Child Care Program, PFY, and I want to also choose at Williams, I'm going to use my control button plus my mouse pad or my laptop cursor, and I'm going to choose both of them. Okay. If you just click, you will only capture one. I'm going to search down here. Now you can see, again, one staff member is on my all staff under that. None are on my applicants under those two programs. And on the inactive, there's none there as well. So in those two programs, and again, we're in a training environment, so the data, it may not be perfect, but I wanted to show you that that search or that filter will go with you across all three tabs. Now, the most important thing about using the filter, to remove your filter, you have to go back in and hit this button on the bottom right, reset all filters. So I'm going to do that now. And now I am back to my original roster at the umbrella level. So that is critical. The other thing I want to talk about is this tab right here. It's a dashboard for you. If you go in here, there's a bunch of different queues that are already set up. I'll look on the left. It's confirm employment, submission pending, need action, canceled request, confirm employment by staff. So the first section is by applicant, the second is by staff. So it's important to know if you click on any of these. So I'm going to hit confirm employment. There's also a quick link. These quick links up top, these circles, you can click on those. If you hover, you have the ability to press on them. But anytime you choose something from the dashboard, I'm going to do expired BRCs. Okay. What it does is it automatically creates a filter for you. So if you recall what we just talked about, throughout the tabs, the expired are showing up. That's what we clicked on. It created a filter for us. To remove this filter, even from the dashboards, you need to go back into the filter bar or the filtered icon, go back and hit reset all filters. Okay, that's very important. We've gotten feedback that people are not understanding how to do that, so they're not able to get back to their rosters. So, summary, if you use the filter icon or if you use the dashboard quick links, you have to reset all filters through this filter icon. Go back in and reset them all. And the last functionality I want to talk about, no matter what page you're on, what listing page or tab you're on, you can see at the bottom left, you can download applications. So we're on the applicants tab. You can download the current application. So every candidate that's on this page, you can download. In the all staff tab, you can download staff. In the inactive tab, you can download inactive submissions. So it's great, again, from a larger group or a larger umbrella. I think this will be a very useful tool. We'll download the all staff. It downloads in CSV, and when you open it, it'll create an Excel file. CSV is comma separated value. So once you do it, it gets into a Excel spreadsheet. Expand your columns. Now you can see that you have a list of people that we had on the all staff page. Okay. The one thing to note, there are additional fields. There are 15 data points and columns within the download. Some of them are which are not on the screen you just downloaded from. For example, the program name, the provider number, the region, and the BRC ID. Those items, data points, were not on your screen. You can save this down locally onto your laptop or computer and do your own filters and sorts. I think it's just a good way, again, to get through bigger staff. Close this for now. I'm not going to save it, but you can see I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns, and we had 15 on the download. Okay. So we're going to jump right in now, and we are going to. Well, actually, one other thing I do want to mention to you folks. In any of the listing pages, you have the ability to choose and click on a person. So I'm going to click on one person. We call this the profile page for this candidate. So what it does is it gives you a summary and a little bit more information on this candidate. First name, the program that they're associated with, their employment status, their role. Okay. If you go down, their personal information, their address, and any submitted documents. Now, you'll see what I'm talking about with the submitted documents when we go through a new submission. I'll come back and I'll show you this. But I did want to mention that as well, that within here, you can do this on all of the. The one thing to note, though, you can only edit information from the all staff page. You can't edit from inactive or applicants. The applicants are in process, so you can't edit it. The all staff is hired and in your roster, so you can edit it. The inactive is no longer with you or in a not hired status, so you can't. If you want to activate those folks from the inactive page, you can go in here and move them back to the active page. You activate them or hire them.